Hey, howdy, hey, howdy. Hey, howdy, hey, howdy. Hey, howdy, hey, howdy, hey, howdy, hey, howdy. How you doing? Top of the morning, let's go. Yeah. Hey, howdy. You know, have you ever felt like a little funny today? Kind of feel funny today, you know? I just kind of feel funny. Not like being funny. Just funny. That's an okay joke, Trash. That is like an okay joke. You know what I mean? Good morning. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hey. I did actually very weird today. Yeah. Hey, oh my goodness, Yuha. Yeah, lesbian attack. What a name. Name's Lesbians Attack.
Welcome to Costco.
Attack!
I love you.
Okay. I wonder if there's like a conch shell involved in this. Yo. Is this a ghost stream? Yeah. Gotta love the random names on Twitch. Why don't you deliver JS Sucks hoodies to Germany? There is no more JS Sucks hoodies. That's why I don't do any. JS and Anders, thank you very much for the 5 biddies. Let's do it with the resubscribe tier 1. Let's go, baby.
Welcome
Encoding
to Costco.
at
I love
C.
you.
That's right. Let's go. Loving this startup. Let's go. My wife didn't appreciate me clicking on Click Me Daddy phone notification. No, she better. Okay. If it's good enough for Lesbians Attack, it's good enough for you. Oh, thank you for the hearts. VS Code Sucks hoodie win. You don't need to do that. Thank you for the hearts. Can you give us a GNOME terminal code? I wouldn't even know. Everything I do with my settings are on there. I use Xterm 256 colors, Balenciaga, JS. You know, let's not forget about Balenciaga. You know, a lot of people have forgot what went on with Balenciaga, but just don't forget that they also had, like, children holding court cases of, like sexual predators getting away with stuff while being dressed in S&M as part of their advertising.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
This shit's weird. I'm not really into Balenciaga. You know what I mean? It's like some famous court case with some guy and, dude, and they're like holding it in their hand. Dude, perfect Kanye brand. Like, it's seriously Kanye brand. Yeah. It's real weird. It's real weird stuff. I'm not really into the whole Balenciaga thing. You know what I mean? But it was random documents. I know that was literally their statement was it was random documents. It just all happened to be court cases around child crimes. And it's just like, what? Like, that's just too messed up for me, right? Like, why would you ever do that? Like, what's the purpose of it? Like, I'm fine with some, you know, a little bit of shock therapy.
Costco.
Like, I get it sometimes, you know, you got to be a little edgy. Like, I get that. But there's edgy, and then there's, like, diddling children. And the second one, I just don't think is a good plan for society. I think we got to be better than that. You know what I mean? Hey, Convey, please, talk about Zig language. Edgelord. Dude, it's literally edgelording. What's up with Rust Foundation? I don't know. Watch your review on VLang. I pushed you to consider it on Twitter a year ago. Thanks. Yeah. Have you ever written an LSP? I've written part. I've done some LSP interactions. By the way, everybody, we got some thank yous to do. I'm Troy McClure. Hey, Troy McClure. I love brand new Twitch Primes. Okay, there's only one thing I love more than brand new Twitch Primes. It's when lesbians attack with tier 1s. Okay? With tier... No, Karen. No one's actually like attacking. Karen, no, Karen. That's not how handles work. Yeah, this is just a handle. Yeah, it's just a handle, Karen. Yeah, it's not like literally. Karen, do you know how the internet works? Yeah. So on the internet, people say things, and it's weird, but it's also kind of funny. You know what I mean? Do you understand this now? You don't. See, look, handle me daddy. Totally normal internet phrase. Not something you'd say in real life, though, right? Like, in real life, you wouldn't say that. But in fake life, you would. You know what I mean? I was busy yesterday. I DM'd you on the Discord. Yeah, I saw that. I like that. I like it. Axis to axis. Ooh, tip to tip, axis to axis, sword to swords. Let's go, boys. See, again, the internet, you just say weird things. Thank you again, Lesbian. I appreciate that. The good Gordy, thank you for that. Oh, yeah, what is this? Who is this right here? Who is that? I can't even find out with whom this dancing emote is. The good Gordy, thank you very much. And axis to axis, sword to sword. And my axe. You can have my bow. And my axe. Sorry, my dwarven accent turns just right into Sean Connery every time.
Welcome to Costco.
I'm from Brazil. Thank you, Itazu in Frozo. Thank you. And my axe. Damn it, I'm just going straight into it. React to my first Rust project. No. But thank you. Got a raise today plus more days off. Oh, that's nice. Are you Dr. Disrespect?
Welcome to Costco.
Yes, I'm Dr. Disrespect. Okay? Get kecked, kid.
Welcome to Costco.
Hey, Spitzer. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And Martsy. Let's go, Martsy. Let's go, Martsy Marts. How you doing? The Dr. D. What are you drinking? Oh, just a little bit of yerba mate. You know, just a little bit of yerba mate. I'm starting full-time in software engineering in a little under 2 weeks. Let's go. Recently started watching your videos and just realized you only have 50K subs. Damn, I thought it was way more. I do. You're looking at the prime timeogen. Okay. Real talk, I never know how to say X's in this situation. Okay, I never know what to do with these X's. Is that Zunjin? Love your React videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much. I was not expecting that, but thank you very, very much. Let's go. Yeah, we finally watched this. Yes, someone made a video with me in here. I'm very curious. What is going on right now? What are we going to be doing right here, right now? Guten Tag. Thank you. Hello. Good day to you. Hey, how's the water pump situation? They have officially trenched. So they'd had the drill 700 feet. So remember, 700 feet is approximately $100-ish to $150 per foot. So we're talking about somewhere between like 70 grand to 100 grand. Okay, we got that done. They trenched. They hooked it up. They're putting in a new pump. And guess what? I should be clean out of this at like 100 G, babies. We're gonna do it. 700-foot well. I got it done. So I may or may not be having a loan against my house currently. But you know, we're gonna get it. Money go burr.
Welcome to Costco.
Yeah, it's a little expensive. Not very fun. Okay, Abe. Okay, Abe. Did you really just do a 10Z and then a 5Z? Very appreciative. You're just not giving me a gunshot, and I thank you. $100,000 that crap that costs is like the cost of my house. Yeah, it's a real gigantic problem. Thank you for the 5.
Welcome to Costco.
700 feet in normal units, 700 feet in King Richard's foot units. You know what I mean?
Give me the meat.
Have I fallen off? Are we only at 141? I'm falling off. Thank you, AIM. Thank you for that. Angelos for the 5 biddies. Let's go. Austin I2 Gaming. Ostini to Gaming. Thank you very much. Let's go. Let's go with that Twitch Prime. Thank you. AIM, thank you for the 20 gifted subs spread over 3 messages as opposed to 1, which causes a gunshot. And Ollie, thank you. Ollie Meme Sus and Mr. Kettles with the brand new Twitch Prime.
I love you.
Brand new Twitch Prime. Fell off. I think I've fallen off, people. We have fallen off. I am pathetic. Okay, Ollie, come on. Ollie, I need you in here, okay? Because you're brand new tier 1. I need to make sure that you can handle unbroken eye contact. And here's the second thing. Here in about 15 seconds, I'm going to gently place my hand on the small of your back. And if I hear a single stream interruption, get the hell out of the startup. $100K, time for a bull stream. Time for a bull stream, boys. Thank you, Mr. Kettles. I appreciate that. Ollie, thank you very much. Brand new. I've got some books for algorithms and operating systems in C-Lang, the very famous book. And I'm trying to imitate what a second-year CS student gets from school. Any advice how I can? Oh, yeah. So data structures is really important. A follow-up really important thing is not just data structures, but also I found this one to be very interesting. Again, see, this is the hard part about not being in school. There's no way you're going to do this. Discrete math. Discrete math was really great for shaping your abstract thought into concrete stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Thank you. This is an awesome stream. I appreciate that. Thank you. Desire. Is that how you say it in French? How do you deal with gentle bullies in the workspace? Like those who always want to speak above you, always want to score and mock you. I don't understand the term gentle bullies. I'm not going to lie to you. By the way, again, AIM, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Appreciate that. Zunjin, thank you for the 25 gifted subs. Let's go. All right, so how do I deal in general with bullies? In general, whenever there's a bully, you always take it to them, okay? This is just general life advice, okay? It not only works with, say, bullies, it works with people who've done something wrong that you feel like you need to speak up and say something. This works with people who've just done wrong against you. That's not bullying, just by accident, right? Or maybe on purpose. This works also for a friend who's going through a hard time, okay? And it's, say, doing something you really would love to see their life get changed. So step one. Just go and talk to them directly, right? Don't talk to anybody else about it. Don't go do this or that. Don't talk behind their back. Don't do anything like that. Just go straight to them. Talk to them, right? Explain what's happening. Explain how you feel about this. And this works in all situations, right? This works in every kind of conflict that can arise. Always start there. If it really doesn't work, then you got some different things that you can kind of do and take here. So if it's like a friend who's going through, say, a rough patch, say you have a friend that's kind of getting into some harder drugs and you're like, dude, you're going to ruin your life, man. I really am not worried. I'm really worried about you. Get some friends, go as a group, right? Go in and try to help them, bring them back out as a group of people. If it's like a coworker, a really important thing may be to go and find out if other coworkers observe and see if other coworkers are feeling the same. If they are feeling the same, then maybe you should take it with one of them and kind of go intervention style, right? 2-on-1 devs, and be like, hey, we both are feeling this way, and we've both been having a very hard time. If that doesn't work for professional stuff, I would definitely jump in with skip leveling, going to a manager. And if you don't want to do any of those things, you got to get the hell out, right? Change teams, leave company, right? You got to do something. Sitting there and doing nothing is never the option. If you're having a hard time, someone else is probably having a hard time. You know what I mean? It's that simple. It's that simple. Dude, I'm telling everyone how important discrete math is. Yeah, I think discrete math is really important. It really helped me understand it. No one takes, it's a very good exercise. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's a life changer, but it is definitely something that just helps you see it from a different perspective. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. The inverse direction is also true. Yeah. You got to help. It's about trying to bring somebody up. I think a lot of times people think life is about either I win or they win, when the answer may be neither. You know what I mean? It may be both of you can go and win, right? And so to bring a win for everybody, you got to kind of, you know what I mean? How are you? I try to catch as much as I can. You know what I mean? Have you ever considered lecturing for real? Your algos course is so much fun. Yeah, I don't think it's for me. Okay, hold on. I gotta say some thank yous because we got some more thank yous coming in. Marco Neto, have a wonderful day, everyone. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Welcome to Costco.
Mazel tov. Hey, thank you. Hey, CEO, can I put in a request for a new laptop that isn't Lenovo? Also, more Nerf darts for the startup, please. Okay, first off, this startup does not do Nerf darts. Okay, that's why there's none. Second off, we're not doing Lenovo, so you can go throw it out the window right now. Go get a System 76 or a Framework PC, okay? Okay? The life is about, oh, whoa, that kind of got away from me. Life is about understanding and empathy with that. You can overcome, yeah. Yeah, like, so real talk, I'm not sure. People say empathy a lot, but I think a lot of people, the hard part about empathy is that if you feel what they're feeling, you tend to make irrational decisions. Whereas I do feel like sympathy is a better like mode for life in the sense that you can feel for someone without having to be, like I don't have to understand it. I can understand that hard times happen and that we should support hard. I always kind of try to make that distinction. I think sympathy is a really undersold thing, and people always, tend to lean into more of the empathy side. And I just feel like empathy just tends to make me make bad decisions, whereas sympathy makes me make good decisions. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just a thing. No what? By the way, Mahil, for those that don't know, I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna give you another shout out.
Welcome
King
to Costco.
Tom. Actually, why don't you just do it yourself?
You.
What's your YouTube? What's your YouTube? Link it to me. Starting a boot camp in 2 weeks. Your videos really helped me decide to make the jump. Nice. I love to hear that. Mr. Kettles, I also know that you just got done subscribing to me via Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. Never feel the need, because I know there's a lot of you out there that want to give back and all that. But if you're trying to change your life, you're trying to make things happen, go and make those things happen first, okay? I don't want you getting caught up in anything like that. You know what I mean? I appreciate the Twitch Prime, though. Don't be a jerk, basically. Yeah, I mean, a lot of life can just come down to be normal, right? Like, that's most of life. I'm about to graduate and checking the web dev offers, but the requirement list is so long. Yeah, you kind of got to get after it, Do you have a Rust debugger configured in NeoVim? I tend not to use visual debuggers for the most part. I have been wanting to get better at GDB. I kind of did a little bit of GDB, got kind of good at it, but never really kept with it. I do actually want to get better at some of the tools that are already available, because you can do some really good stuff with it. You know what I mean? Hey guys, check out Mihul's channel. Really nice guy, makes some great content. Normal is very different now than it was 200 years ago. Yeah, I mean, this is very, very true. Normal is very, very difficult word to describe. And world normal is much, much different. Learn to stand up for yourself in a way that you communicate.
Welcome
Set
to
and enforce
Costco.
boundaries. Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, I think that's good. Having kids, that's my motto. Yeah, having kids is an extremely important part of life. I know right now it's like there's this like really hot time to make fun of people that says having kids is like a very important thing. I don't think that's the case, right? Like, you got to remember, like, if you have any belief that evolution is true at all, then you got to realize like your entire life in your body and everything inside of you has been designed for a singular purpose, right? And I know there's some people that can't have kids. That doesn't mean that, the exception proves the rule, not the other way around. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's one of those things that's really sad, because I feel like in our culture we're destroying that, and it's like a really good thing. Like, me personally, I would not be nearly the person I am without having kids. Like, nearly. Do the Geohot noob video reaction thing. What's that? Link it.
I love you.
Yeah. Kids, maybe, yeah, exactly. They really changed who
Costco.
I am. Hey, Cap and Dumbass. Hey, Cap and Dumbass. Naturalistic fallacy. Evolution does not define your purpose. Okay, good luck. Good luck, sir. I don't think evolution does. I'm just saying, if you just think that exists. Naturalistic fallacy. No, there's actually quite a bit you can glean from the fact of where you think we come from, right? Right? Like, we never ate processed foods, so our bodies probably are really shitty at handling them. And guess what? It's not even that hard. It's all naturalistic. Like, you can make a lot of guesses into what is probably pretty good for your life just by playing a small thought experiment. What did people do 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago? Well, there's a lot of walking, and there's a lot of manual labor. Guess how much we don't do? You know what I mean? Whoa. Francaniti. But will our kids live a better life than us? I don't think that's your goal. I don't think you can control that. Toothbrushes aren't natural, yet they're a good thing. Well, but that's an obvious thing. People have been trying to do oil pulling for 1,000+ years, right? Cleaning your mouth was a thing that people tried to do a ton of times. This notion is just because people didn't do it doesn't mean that it's not good. Is not. How not to be a noob.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I do want to see this. It's 16 minutes long. My fingers. Water picks. Water picks are amazing. What kind of, let's see, will kids have a better life? A hard life is still worth living. Exactly. Yeah, I don't try to, better is such a flimsy term. You know what I mean? All right, hey, Captain Dumbass, thank you. No, right when I see this name, I think of NoFX, right? Then I think of Pennywise, and then I think of Perfect People. Hey, Duso, the Dolphin, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. Ulas Dev, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. And now say I, coming in with the Twitch Prime followed by the follow. Proper ordering, people. If you have a Twitch Prime ready, do it, then follow, okay? It makes people happy. Natalism pilled? I'm not sure what natalism is. Natalism. Is that like in love with Natalie Portman? Let's see. You're gonna feel competitive with Geohots Vim speed. No, I don't. I never have competition. You know, when you already know you're the best, there's no need. Linux Foundation announces launch of TLA Foundation, TLA Plus Foundation. Oh, I don't know what that is. That sounds exciting. Children are not strictly, but there's a shortcut to the 7th layer of your personality. Well, again, this is one of those statements that is just kind of silly in the sense that most people can never make that jump. There might be that one person. It's an exception that proves the rule, right? Let's see, a little off topic, but anyways, let's shut up about this. Who cares? Surreal DB intent. No, I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do another Fireship one. I can't just Fireship all of his stuff. Okay, I don't want to be that guy. As he established drive to adoption and proven formal methods for robust software. This is so many capital letters, I don't know if I can trust it. Are you ready to do that? You don't really need to use a lot of the LSP. You can get a lot of the things. You can get quite a bit out of Vim without using an LSP. I have found myself using less and less of an LSP, but I am finding myself liking Copilot for various activities. You know what I mean? There's some things I've really enjoyed Copilot for, and it always comes down to the same thing, which is boilerplate. But I've been bitten in my ass the most by boilerplate. All right, let's get started. Let's do this. Hey, Tech Savvy, how long did it take you to get used to Dvorak and how not to destroy your productivity while learning it? It did destroy my productivity. I went back to work at 50 words per minute. It was awful. 50 words per minute. I don't know how people decide to program at 50 words a minute. That's just nutty to me. I remember going through that. I remember being at 30, and it was just like, dude, what? People literally work in this? Dude, 50 words per minute is hell. It is. Oh, hey, thank you. Hey, D-Don. Thank you for repeating this message. I saw it fly by, but there's no way I could see it. Let's see. I'm originally from Ukraine, and I arrived in the U.S. a year ago because of the war. I'm a software engineer, and I'm new to the country, and I got stuck in the process of searching for a job. Your videos motivate me, so I'm feeling thankful for the experience. It's blazingly fast. You sharing through these contents. I messaged you on Instagram, but you didn't read it. I don't go on Instagram. But what can I improve to get at least, let's see, what can I improve to get at least to the interview process? So I'm not really into resumes, so I can't really tell you what to do with resumes, but a very, very, very important part is looking good on LinkedIn, okay? Very, very important. Do that. Focus on that. Like, what are you doing to sell yourself? Find every outlet you can. Blog about your experiences. Try to build up an appendix of things that you have done and experiences you have. I think this is extremely important for you to be able to survive in this economy. Because if you don't, what's going to happen? They're going to look at you plus 1,000 other people that are just kind of like the little egg diagram for the profile picture. You have nothing that's really standing out or distinct about you. They're going to just pass over you. Until they really need stuff, they're not going to try that hard, right? So they're going to first try with the people they think are going to be the best winners because it wastes the least amount of time. And then they go from there. So always try to stand yourself out from the crowd. Do something different. Flip, just so you know, markers I don't think are working. Talk. Yeah, markers aren't working. This is a marker, Flip! This is a marker! Flip marker! There you go. Just got a notification. Yeah, it's when I'm programming, I try to fix notifications. I always fix that. Markers aren't working, you know what I mean? Okay, let's pause this, and I do want to do this. Someone has tried to solve this bad boy. Who's Flip? It's Flip. Dog? It's Flip. If you don't know Flip, get the out of here. Okay? Let's go like this. I'm going to turn off alerts. Alerts are gone as of now. And then I'm going to turn on little parrot, and let's check this out, okay? Okay? First off, it's one more marker flip, okay? Little marker for me and you, and it's about, can I solve it? What some challenge apparently that I've said. I don't even know. Okay, let's find out. I really hope this doesn't have my voice in it because I absolutely dislike the sound. Hey,
Hey,
love the voice. I have a queue. It returns a promise, and you have to hand it a promise factory. When they call the promise factory, your job gets to execute. The async request queue can only have up to 3 running tasks at any one time. Implement it.
is it okay if I just use an array instead of a queue? I know it's going to be less performant, but just
Love
for
that
simplicity's
question. By the way, I love so for those that don't know what's going on here, I always ask this question. Let me just restate it so it's very simple. Here we go. You have an async request queue. It takes in the constructor has how many concurrent promises can be executing at any one time. There's an exec function that takes in an async request queue. This async request queue, or not an async request queue, it takes in a promise factory, a function that produces a promise. Because remember, promises are hot. Therefore, until the function is actually called, it's not going to execute. So your job is to create a task runner that only allows for so many things to be executing at any one time. Think of a service in which you have a maximum amount of concurrent requests allowed. You can't have too many things going. So it's like a backend service, and the backend service has been relegated to 5 concurrent requests no matter what. Well, guess what? You kind of gotta, you gotta be a little bit careful here. And so I love this first thing that he starts off with. This is one of the most important parts, I think, of the whole thing, which is whenever I hear someone talk about this, I really want to hear them say, hey, we could use a linked list, but I'm just going to use an array. And then I want him to state why the performance is worse, but it's okay because you're just creating something. You know what I mean? This is great.
sake.
For simplicity, let's go.
So I'm going to try to solve this interview question that the Primogen has put forth here. For full transparency, I've worked through a solution and I've come up with some notes of things that I'm going to talk to. The reason I've done that is because I want you to get the most out of this as possible. So what is it that he wants us to do here? So he wants us to make an async request queue. So he has a queue that returns a promise.
Yep.
You have to hand this queue a promise factory. So hand it a promise factory.
I'm going to put this at 2x.
When the promise factory
let's go 1.5.
is called, the task gets executed. And we can only have 3 tasks running at a time. So limit of 3 tasks running at a time. Okay, so let's just go through some things that we know to be true. So the first thing we know is what a queue is. So a queue is a data structure that has 2 methods on it. One is called enqueue, and then one is called dequeue. So enqueue is going to put an item onto the queue, and then we can dequeue that item and take it off. A queue is like a line for, say, a movie cinema. You're going to line up for tickets. The first person in the line is going to be served first. The last person in the line is going to be served last. And everyone in between is going to be served in order in which they join the queue. So we often call this first in, first out. So this is FIFO.
Yep,
first
like it.
First out.
By the way, this is really good. This is really good. Just like because so many people have to interview now, like long distance, remote, right? And so seeing this is really, really good. Like, hey, here's the 5 steps I expect that I have to be done. Here's the data, you're like writing out your thoughts, so it becomes very obvious what you're trying to accomplish. Because I feel like this is something that happens a lot of times in interviews where people, it's hard to use very distinct language when describing something, especially something you're only vaguely familiar with. You'll start using this or that or it a lot, and then you end up kind of confusing the instructor a little bit or confusing the interviewer a few times because you're not quite giving great language here. Whereas this is like very straightforward. I know exactly that we're having the same thought process, and I like to see it.
We know it has 2 methods, as we mentioned. 2 methods.
Hold on. So what happens when someone knows the steps but kind of up the coding process? I think that's okay. The thing is when a good interviewer will know that when someone is coding live on the spot, there is in general gonna be some basic right? Like that's a part of life. And a good instructor will watch somebody go down. They will recognize like, hey, you can start seeing them go, oh man, I'm really messing this up. I'm really not doing a good job. And you can kind of see it. And when you feel like it's been enough time, you can kind of back them up and say like, hey, there's something that's really important. Let's kind of back this up and let's put this over here. You can kind of help them, right? You can kind of do what you need to do with them because, it's one of these like collaborative editors, so you can move things around, especially if you got Vim input. Come on, thank you. And then you can say like, what do you think about if we kind of rearrange this? And your goal is that you're giving them a very obvious hint, right? If you ever get hinted, if an interviewer ever goes, hey, what happened if you tried this? They're telling you, hey, try this. do this, dummy, right? And so do it, right? Obviously do it. And so when you do that and they react really good to it and they try to go down it, it really shows that they're, it could just be some nerves. It could just be some, a little bit of, ooh, I'm nervous about performing well. And so it's not a big deal, right? It's okay that people screw up.
NQ and DQ. So I think we're only going to have to implement the NQ, and we probably are not going to have to implement a DQ method here. Well, we're going to implement a method that does DQing, but it's not really going to be a DQ method.
Correct.
And what is the other thing that we know? We can see here that it should take a promise factory. So we need to know what a factory is. So a factory is a function
that produces a
returns
promise.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Nice. You got it.
Function.
Yeah.
Every time it's called. Every time we call this factory, it should return a new object or a new function. In our case,
Beautiful.
we know that our factory should return a promise. Okay. So what are some things that? Okay. So what are some things that we should know about async code? So async. Well, we know that it should be non-blocking. You can see here that we have a limit of 3 tasks. So you can see here that we have a limit of 3 tasks, but we should be executing.
By the way, hey, whoever made this video, Tom, that's right, Tom does tech. Make sure, edit those little oopsie daisies out. It makes it a lot easier for everybody, little professional YouTube tip right there. You got to do that. Forgot the cuts. Yeah, always get that. This guy is getting 150% validation right now. Yeah, this is good, though. This is good. I like watching someone work through a problem because I think a lot of times it's very easy as somebody who has been on one side of a problem to view it as simple, and someone on the other side viewing it as complicated. And so I think there's something really good about just taking a moment and trying to see how someone else does it. You know what I mean? I think it's a very, very nice thing. In fact, this is such a good version. I might do this for my main channel. This is a good idea. It's a good ass idea, Tom.
These 3
Thanks for
tasks
doing
simultaneously. We shouldn't execute one, wait for that to finish, execute the next, wait for that to finish, execute the next, and then wait for that to finish.
Yep.
So each task should be non-blocking. Okay, so I think the last thing to do is to talk about some pseudocode for how this might work. So I think the next step here is to talk about some.
So this is actually kind of an interesting thing. So during interviews, I don't necessarily recommend people do pseudocode, especially when you're on a keyboard. And one of the reasons why is that pseudocode works really well on a whiteboard because you are naturally desiring to write as little as possible, right? There's a really direct hindrance between you writing and and how much space there is and everything. Whereas when you're typing, you can move a lot faster. And so I find that the act of pseudocode often on a keyboard is not quite the same thing as the act of pseudocode on a whiteboard. And I just I've never had a great experience doing it.
Pseudocode. So the first thing that we want to do is to enqueue a task. To enqueue a task, when we enqueue a task, we need to check if we can actually execute that task, because you can see here that we have a limit of 3 tasks running at any one time. So we can say if limit is below 3, increment the limit by 1 and execute the task.
It's good. This is good.
If it's not, so if we already have 3 tasks running, then we need to push the task to our queue. And then once we're finished running the task.
Oh, interesting. So he did it twice. So this is actually the classic mistake people make is they don't just enqueue the task, then try to run it. See, if you put that in your head as enqueue the task and run the task are two separate tasks, you'll organize your code in such a way that makes it really easy. But if you don't do that, where you try to be greedy, okay, if we can run it, let's run it, else let's queue it, you'll actually end up getting yourself into this really situation. So this is good.
We can check to see if there is anything else on the queue. So if we've finished a task, we need to go back to our queue and say, hey, is there anything else that has been put on the queue? Because I can execute that now because I've just freed up 1 position.
So by the way, there is one nice part about writing out all these steps in a more formal process, even though I just got done saying, don't do this. But I do want to be honest here. By writing this all out, I can tell you right away that this person understands the problem and how to solve it. Now, they may not be able to actually do something. Hold on, I'm seeing a bunch of bands. Let's see. Pseudocode. Oh, hey, whoa. Where's my mods at? She! Oh, goodness gracious! Yeah, Karen. Don't throw his laptop out the window, okay? That'd be too much of a compliment. Could you just place all of his goods at the nearest dumpster? Because he may be able to both find his goods and his personality. You know what I mean? All right, let's keep on going.
Because I can execute that now because I've just freed up one position. So I'm going to be using a class for this, but you can probably also just use a function if you like as well. So I'm going to say class async request queue. So we need to have a constructor.
Yep.
And our constructor is going to have 3 properties on it. So I'm going to say this dot queue is equal to an array. Yep. This dot running task is equal to 0. So we're just going to initialize our running task to 0. And then we're going to increment and decrement this as our queue gets.
Hard judging the space between his parenthesis and his curly brace. But, you know, I know some people aren't as quick on the fingers as other people. I get it. I can see right away there's no insert mode down here. Obviously not in Vim. Not ready to just hit him with that old escape DD equal AP and pop, pop, pop and format that whole paragraph like, you know, like a legend. But I get it. You can't do it. I get it. I get it.
And then the next property I want is this dot max concurrent task is equal to 3. The reason I'm going to set a property here and not just a constant on the class is because you may want to create a setter here, so you can increase this to up the workload or decrease it as you need. Okay, so we're going to implement the first method. This is going to be enqueue.
Yep, beautiful.
And we know that enqueue should take a promise factory.
Yes, yes.
So could we just execute this promise factory? So let's say await promise factory. There we go. We're done. We make this an async function. So this might work, but we need to implement some functionality to increase the running task and adhere to our max concurrent task here.
Beautiful. So this is actually a really good little good thing. He forgot to return the value. He forgot to return the value. By the way, this is a great call out to 2 things right here. 1, TypeScript is really, really nice. TypeScript helps you know these things. But 2, if you would have defined a return type on this function, it would have errored for him saying, hey, you're forgetting to return the thing. And so I do think that there is something very, very valuable in always ensuring those things are there, because, you know, yes, it is executing it, but it's not returning the value. Very important thing, you know, and it's easy to mess up. But this is a very good stepping stone, right? If you're implementing something that takes a couple steps, it's good to start off by having like a nice, by just like solving the simplest case. You know what I mean?
Task is equal to an async function. And then we need to put our promise factory inside of here.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to say this dot running task plus plus. We have one little problem here, and that is if this promise factory throws, then we're not going to catch that error, and we're never going to decrement this running task here.
Correct.
So let's say try. Finally, so we want to be able to decrement the running task despite whether our function succeeds or it catches an error. So I'm going to say this.
Is there really just a try finally block? It just further proves how much I hate error handling in JavaScript. It's just the worst.
Dot running task minus minus. So you may be wondering why I used a constant here instead of the function keyword. The reason is because we need a reference to this here. And if we use the function keyword, so say we did function task, then this function here would create its own reference to this, and we would not be able to reference this dot running task.
Correct.
One way that I like to think about this is these little gaps here, this reference can get through those gaps into our function. It's a bit silly, but it works. Okay, so now we need to say if our running task is less than our max concurrent task, then we can execute this task here. So let's say if this...
A better way to say that is that arrow functions are not the equivalent of functions. Functions do not bind lexically to this scope. Instead, they bind, they have like a global default bind, which is window or whatever the global object is in your running environment. A little bit more technical way to say it, but hey, I got it. Okay, we got it.
Dot running task is less than our this dot max concurrent task, then we can just execute our task here. Else, we need to push our task onto the queue. So let's say this dot queue dot push, and we can just push our task on.
Okay, interesting.
So when we finish running a task...
He is not matching his notes he said, right? So for those that don't remember what his notes said, he did state a very important part, which he is failing to do right here, which is to enqueue the task first. I think this could set him off onto onto a bad route, but it looks like he's trying to do this try execute business, so this could be good.
And then when we decrement our check our queue to say, hey, is there anything else here that I can execute?
Yep.
We need a function here called try to execute.
That's good.
And this actually doesn't need to be an async function, so I'm just going to remove that.
Yep.
And then when we decrement our task here, I can call this dot try to execute.
Good.
So this needs to do 2 checks. 1, if we have no task in the queue here, then just return. We don't need to do anything.
Correct.
But if our running task is equal to, or it should never actually be greater than, but we should check that anyway. If it is equal to or greater than our max concurrent task, then we also need to return.
Correct.
So let's say if queue.length
triggered
is equal to 0.
I'm triggered!
Or this dot running task is greater than or equal to this dot max concurrent task, then we can just return here. Otherwise, we need to get the next task on the queue and we need to execute
Getting
it.
triggered,
Let's
though.
say const
OOP, though?
next.
OOP is the proper... If you don't use OOP to solve this problem, you're just simply making OOP in a shittier form of closures. That's all you're doing. You're making a function that's returning a function. It's like hyper inefficient. It's creating significantly more garbage. It's just stupid. Okay. People just rag on OOP, but they don't have a better understanding of how these things work. You know what I mean?
Task is equal to this dot
No,
queue,
this is a class. It's not
shift.
OOP.
And then we just can execute our next task here. Okay, so let's go try this out. So the first thing I want to do is to import our async
So he has
request queue,
one fundamental
which I-
problem. Does anyone see what the fundamental problem is? He's not returning the promise. He's not returning the value of the promise. I probably didn't make it clear in my description. And so maybe, I probably just made it too obvious to me, but not obvious to thee type of problem. This is also a really good thing to do when you're thinking about as an interviewer. This is actually a really good thing to take away, which is it's very easy for you to understand all the requirements, whereas other people may not get all those same requirements. And so it's like, I got it, but did you get it? Right? I think it's very important. I think his spacebar is broken. It could be. Yeah. Yes, I understand. Most people, okay, so some people are trying to address this OOP business. The thing is when people say OOP typically at this point, they just simply mean using a class. There's this whole notion in the JavaScript community right now, which is just unfounded and dumb, which is classes are evil. Classes are not evil. They're really great state containers. They're pretty much no different than just a struct with methods, right? That's all they really are. You can use them in Rust. That's fine. It's really going to be inheritance that you go off the rails. And that's technically truly where OOP starts getting shitty, is once you go into the inheritance land. I keep trying it. You know what I mean? I keep trying to make it work. I've tried inheritance at least 12 times a year. And every single time, I hate it. 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 Every time. I don't know what it is. It's always terrible. But sometimes it feels like it's the right move. This one time, it's the right move. Just this one time, it's the right move. Never the right move.
So let's export this. Async request queue. And then we need to create a new instance of our queue.
Methods in a class are not tree shakeable. You're absolutely right. And they're also not recreated with every single object. So you know what? It's really, really important to make a distinction between, I have slightly bit more code versus now I'm having a historical amount of garbage collection never seen by any generation until us because we misuse JavaScript so thoroughly.
So let's say const queue is equal to new async request queue. The next thing we need to do is to create a promise factory. So I'm going to say function promise factory. And then this is going to return an async function because an async function returns a promise.
Yeah.
I'm also going to use this function here to get a random number between our min and max. And then this is just going to simulate some work that we're doing.
Yep.
Let's say const our wait is equal to get random number. And we're just going to wait between 1 and say 5 seconds.
Perfect.
Console.log. Our promise factory here needs to take an index as well. So I'm going to say console.log running task. And then the task that we're running is going to be our index here.
Yep. Okay.
And then we're going to say waiting for our wait divided by 1,000 seconds. And then I'm just going to create a...
Did I just read in the comments a pool of workers? Sir, this is a Wendy's, okay? There's no pool of workers here, okay? This is JavaScript. What do you want, okay? You can't operate that way, okay? That's just not... This is just not how it's going to happen, okay?
delay here to simulate some random work. So I'm going to say await new promise. It's going to take a resolve function.
Set timeout.
Then we're going to set a timeout. Inside of our timeout, we're going to resolve after our random number of seconds.
Beautiful.
Okay, so let's copy this line
Beautiful
here.
pool of workers.
Say finished
Flock of pigeons.
task, and then we can get rid of this line as well.
All right.
Okay, so
beautiful.
now we need to enqueue this promise factory. So I'm going to say queue.enqueue a promise factory, and then we need to pass in an index. So I'm just going to say 1 and create a few instances of this. 2,
Oh, if you're
3,
using
4,
Vim,
5,
oh my
6.
god.
Let's create a 7.
Oh, if you're using Vim,
Now let's run this. So I'm going to say
could have known.
node
Wait,
queue dot-
did you just expose yourself? Did you just expose yourself? Okay, I thought I saw the word PowerShell here for a second. Okay. Whew. Whew. It's not, it just said power
Node
level. Okay, I
queue.test.
got excited.
MJS. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happening here. So we're running task 1, 2, and 3. This is exactly what we expect to happen. We're going to wait till task 1 is finished. And when task...
So by the way, if someone were to do this in an interview, I would say, hey, let's come up with a way to test this that's more repeatable. And real talk here, it's very important that if you're in an interview setting, if you're going to test something, you don't want to use the word random. Technically, or typically, I was going to go with technically, then typically, and instead I got technically. technically, you can't argue what's going to happen. So therefore, you're going to just make you're going to make a test case that like both your reviewer and your reviewee can't understand what's happening. So instead, you should always be like, I want the first task to sleep for 1 second, then 5 seconds, then a half second, then half second, then half second. Then, so that way you're like the output could do all these things. Could the solution have been head of line blocking? Are you bringing in HTTP into the solution, Benny? We don't talk about that.
Task 1 is finished, we can now take task 4 off the queue and start executing that. When task 3 finishes, we can take that off and we can start executing task 5. So you'll notice here that we finish task 3 before we finish task 2. And the reason for that is because task 2 takes 3.755 seconds, where task 3 almost took 3 seconds. And so we can finish task 3 before task 2 has finished. And you can see that we get the same here. We finish task 7 before we finish task 6. So that is how to implement the Primogen's async request queue. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a thumbs up. And if you're the Primogen, please be honest and tell me how I did. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, so real talk, a quick code review. I like this. This is great. I like this. This works. Obviously, I did not make it explicit that you need to return out the value coming out of each task, because that way I could await the enqueue. I think that is a very important part, is that I can't await the enqueue, right? I cannot just say, hey, go do this for me at some point, and I'm going to wait at this point of code until you're done. So that part's kind of lost, and so I think that's a very important kind of thing, because then it requires you to create code that's really, really disgusting to make it work otherwise. Second off, I never like this right here, right? Notice that you're doing a bounds check and you're doing a bounce check. What you should have done is just push the task, call try to execute. Push a task, try to execute. Push a task, try to execute. And then you should just always be calling the next task. So this is kind of interesting. And one thing right here it's a little bit kind of interesting is that you have the try to execute right here, not in here. So, I mean, I know this is all live done, and so you can't really be clean about your code, but I would expect more something like this. Execute the next task, call myself again to recursively execute this over and over again. Whereas up here, you don't quite have that same experience going on. And so now you have it within the task. It kind of seems it's a little bit more snaky, and it's not as clear how this thing is working. But I think overall, you did good. I would not be upset about this. So typically, whenever I ask this question, just for everyone at home to understand, the next thing I ask is, okay, let's talk about error handling. And that is where things are going to get a lot more tricky in this entire thing. How do you give people a proper error handling of what's happening in here? Then, after I do that, I will say, hey, okay, now that you've completed that, what about retrying on errors? Is there a way we can retry on errors? What's your design idea around it? What level should we, or how many times should we retry? Should we let someone else determine when we should retry? Could you please describe to me when to retry in terms of Fortnite, right? Like, I really make them go through a few different, kind of different things, because at this point in the interview, it's no longer about can you code. It's more about how do you think about problems overall? I think that's a really important kind of way to think about it, which is I want you to tell me, how would you design this? Because now we're getting into design phase. And it's really hard to suss these out in interviews. It's really, really, really hard to suss this out. And if you were to say, honestly, truly and completely, if you were to say, I'm going to import RxJS to solve retry, I don't think I'd give you a job. Right? Because we're writing tools that need to be low level, low memory, and fast. And that's just not doing it, okay? Okay, I need someone that is not just a duct taper. I need someone that can build these things. Someone that can build just the exact thing for the exact problem. Right? We all don't need a golden hammer, okay? We just need, like, if you need to do a retry, it's literally like 7 lines of code, okay? It's 7 lines of code. 7. It's not, you don't need 30,000 lines of code to retry, okay? You need a function at the top taken in the constructor. This is my approach. Some sort of retry when, something like that. Throw it on the class. When an error happens, you try catch it. Then you can pass that error and the task to, say, the person, maybe give them some option to be able to put some sort of decorating object on here so they can kind of know what's happening here. Maybe some bit of information about what's coming out. And then let them determine should they retry or not. It's that simple. You know what I mean? It's that simple. And if you think that you should just do a simple retry 3, at least state why you think that that's a good one. You know what I mean? Thundering herd incoming, exactly. So that's the thing that people don't realize is that statement right there. Because the thing is if you're getting a 504 from your API, don't retry. Your API is literally telling you, hey man, I don't have any juice left. Could you just stop for a second? And you're just like, retry that son of a bitch, right? Now that's probably not the way you want to do it, right? And another thing is you can also think about retry in the sense that maybe you want to make retry async. Maybe you, the queue implementer, don't want to think about like, should it be exponential back off, linear back off? Should there be any back off? But instead, maybe you should allow someone else to hand you that. So should retry, you could imagine, could also be a promise, right? Maybe we recall it. Should I go again? Wait and go again. I don't know. Come up with a great name, right? But just do something that gives, you're saying, where do you think responsibility should be? And then just make an argument for it, right? Because that's the big thing is that there's an argument that's really, really important. I don't care if the argument I think is wrong. It's the fact that you can make the argument. Like, have an opinion. Have an idea why you should design software anyway. Because at least it shows that you're critically thinking about the software without just simply trying to, without just trying to like jump over these hurdles with no thought. Like, okay, quickly go as fast as I can. Just a thing. Just how I feel. All right, hey, guess what? The name? It's the Primogen. I hope you like that one. I got another one for you, but I hope you like that one. Okay, let's do some alerts for a second. Okay, we got to see what you guys did.
Turns all your bad feelings
What did you guys do while I was gone?
It's a night.
Marker.
Welcome to Costco.
We did a marker at the front
I love
end.
you.
We did a marker at the front end. Okay. I was
Welcome
out of
to
town
Costco.
for the last
I
4
love
days,
you.
and Primogen is now using VS Code. Won the world. That's
Welcome to
I'm watching a
Costco.
video. Okay.
I love you.
This is what I do. Okay.
Welcome to Costco.
This is
I
what
love
we
you.
use. Okay. Do you see that? Do you see that liquidy smoothness? Okay.
Welcome to Costco.
Do you get that with that?
I
No,
love
I
you.
don't think so. I remember being on my Threadripper. Okay, a Threadripper's 32 cores, all of them like 3.5 gigawatts or faster, and I went like this back and forth, and I started switching files and doing this in VS Code to just see what would happen. I let go of the keyboard, and it just kept doing it for like another 10 seconds. Like, I know people think that VS Code's fast. It's not fast. It's not smooth, okay? It's not the same thing, all right? I know. I get it. I love it. You can love it. Love it all you want. I'm just not going to use it, okay? Stop trying to get me to use it, all right? So, yeah, this is an interesting thing. Like, when you think about requests, someone said just match 500s and don't request. Well, what about 400s? A 404 or a, what is it? I'm a teapot 428. What is a 403? Is that a bad request? Right? Like, there's a lot of them you don't want to retry. Maybe a 504 is the one you want to retry, right? Maybe that's the one where it says, hey, we've timed out. Okay, then let's wait for, I don't know, let's wait for 10 seconds and try again. Maybe 15 seconds, right? Maybe do a big exponential back off. 403 is forbidden. Yeah, that's another one. 200. Success false. Oh my goodness. Don't do it to us. Don't do that to us. Hey, Primogen, it's been 8 years across languages by now. Thanks for being the reason to start Rust. Hey, no problem, buddy. All right. 400's bad request? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. My bad. I'm stupid. All right, so let's keep on doing this. Let's say some thank yous and let's move on to the next one, huh? Let's move on. Thanks, Tech Savvy. Hey, Anit Shoto, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Pew, 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 pew. 369. Appreciate that. Feeding the minions. 24 minutes ago, 12 months, tier 1. Look at that. That's a lot. That's a lot of powers of, or multiples of 2. 12. Shit, what am I saying? I always think of 1 as like, 1 times 12 to the 0, 1 times 12 to the 1, 2 times 12 to the 1. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just something that makes me happy. Nightshade 009, you're probably going to need to change your name because we have Nightshade Dude already, and that's just kind of confusing. You know what I mean? Because Nightshade Dude's legit, and I don't even know you. What if I'm checking my teapots? Don't retry successful teapot calls. This is facts. But thank you. Niku, ooh, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. Yeah, and Solon. I get the feeling you like Rust. I do like Rust. Muscles.
Welcome to
Hello,
Costco.
Primes, and it's me,
I
Muscles.
love
You may
you.
remember me from the last time I subbed when I said the same thing. Have a nice stream. See you next month. Muscles, I appreciate that. I can't wait to rub those muscles. Luca, thank you for the community sub. Many appreciations. Breadboard Studios coming out with the 2 community subs. Let's go. That's 3 together. Resubscribe 5 months. Zayfed! Thank you very much. Huh? Tokyo! ¿Por qué? Uh-oh.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
My instrument for
Welcome
making
to
sound is
Costco.
broken. I'm not going to
I
touch it.
love you.
Subscribe. Script 20, thank you for that 2 minutes ago with the Twitch Prime. Gavin Siver. What if they retry
Welcome to
until the GC
Costco.
puts me out in
I
front
love
on Sunday morning? I'm not... Get out of here, Tempest. I did it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mad Mike 99. Yo, it's Mad Mike 99. I appreciate that. Muscles, again, thank you. Lazarus, let's go this minute. Let's go. Elijah, the least I can do is subscribe. I truly hope that you realize the significant impact you're making by helping people through your streams. Thank you for everything. Hey, that's what we're trying to do out here. We're just trying to make tech fun again. I don't know what the hell happened in the last 10 years, but everything's so gosh darn serious.
Good feeling.
Right? Everything's just like,
It's a night.
dude, everyone has, it just is stupid these days. People forgot how to meme, and I just want to meme. I just want to have a good time, and that's it. That is it. That's a nice message. Thank you, Elijah. I appreciate that. Why do you sound like Michael Scott when you yell? You know, I'm not saying I sound like Michael Scott. Okay, sometimes I get a little Bill Burr in there, okay? And then sometimes I get a little Charlie Day, right? Like I can't help it. I just get a little, you know what I mean? I don't know what happens, okay? I don't know what happens, okay? I get a little Charlie, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It just happens. Spiator, thank you very much for the community sub and tech savvy. Can't even fork a repo these days without pissing people off. Real talk. Okay, actually, let's actually ask tech savvy. So for those that don't know, tech savvy Travie was the one that forked Rust Lang and created Crab Lang. He probably has the most popular fork, right? Tech savvy. How much actual hate have you got, dude? Andy Samberg is like my hero. He's the Jim Carrey of the next generation. Real talk. Damn unclear on here. Damn, can't on hear Michael Scott now. I'm actually really curious, for real. I'm making a meme programming language all about hogging memory, and keywords are pig puns. Nice. That's actually pretty good. It's a good learning experience. Do you do linear algebra? At one point, I did a little bit of linear algebra. You know, I did a lot of things. The haters are the loudest, of course. But like real talk, like have you had private messages? Have you had harassment? Who are these people harassing you? Right? Is it just randos on Twitter? Are they people with like, mid-level Rust lieutenants? Like, what does it look like? What does it look like forking a language during a high-stress situation? Shout out to Rocks for writing a backend in Rust and Vim because of yesterday. Yeah, good job. I'm just real curious if you've had anything that's been like super disappointing. You don't have to name anybody. Don't name anybody. Have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I haven't. And did the Rust Foundation reach out? Oh, yeah, the DMs are saying, oh, yeah. That's always sad. You know, it truly, see, this is that thing that I hate the most in tech. Really, I hate the most on Twitter, and that it's considered an acceptable behavior. That when someone does something, your job is to go and, like, whisper them something mean or say something mean, right? Like, the people that try to hurt somebody else either in verbs or literally physically, like, when your resort is to react in a more violent way, honestly, you're the bad guy. You know that skit where it's like the two Nazi soldiers sitting there, and they're like, hey, are we the bad guy? You know, we're dressed in all black. Are we the bad guy? Right? You're the bad guy. You are the bad guy. Right? Not going to point any fingers, but it's Nightshade, dude. Yeah. Are we the bad guys? Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just aggressive flirting. Yeah, sorry for calling you Parmesan. Yeah, I know, it's okay. Why you hate PowerShell, though? Just because it's Windows. They reforked his repository. Oh, damn. The double fork. Rust, Crablang, real Rustlang. It's an ego thing. They're trying to elevate themselves by pointing out, I don't know what it is, right? I can't necessarily say it's an ego thing purely. I think some people just it's okay. I think in our culture, it's generally, or in the West at least, it's becoming more and more okay that if someone hurts you, you should try to hurt them back. And the thing is, it's not equal, right? So, like, it's not even equal an eye for an eye type of equal. It's just like if they hurt you in any way, it's okay to hurt back. And I don't think it's good, right? I don't think it's good at all. I think people should learn how to, swallow a little bit of pride and be like, it's just that, it's just that. Okay, we've already talked about this. I'll do a quick talk about this. I hate this phrase, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. The point of an eye for eye back in the day was that there was no justice, right? There was no civil court. And so the very first real civil court system was this notion that if you hurt somebody, whatever you did to them would be done back to you. And so it would actually remove the possibility of vigilante justice and establish like a government authority over how justice should be done. Now, is that a perfect justice? I can't say it's a perfect justice, but what I can say is it's a much better justice than, oh, that guy poked my eye out. I'm gonna go fucking go kill his family, right? Like, no, that's not cool, right? Like, that's what it was preventing, was that. It's like, let's bring it down, and now you have to go to a magistrate. So in the time that it was created, it was a very good rule.
Welcome to Costco.
You know what I mean?
I love you.
Right? Now, is it still a good one? I don't, you could argue that it's not a good one. I wouldn't even know how I'm going to fork his family. People be crazy, right? But that's the point of it, is that it's supposed to bring civil authority as opposed to personal authority, which I think is a good thing to do. Exactly. It's just been smothering them with kindness. Nice. I like it. Hey, Darth Trooper, thank you very much. All right, you guys ready for this next one? So apparently this is a hot one. This is George Hotz, who is apparently my Vim twin, but I hear we're very, 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 we're very different people. I have never actually worked or talked to Mr. Hotz himself. I've never even seen this video. And so I'm very curious. You know what I mean? Very different people. Yeah, I have no idea. You are the polar opposite in personality. I tend... So I don't know what Hotz's deal is. I've only watched very little of him. He's a very smart guy from what I can tell. So I don't want to beg on the guy because I don't even know him. But I think that everyone tells me the stories that he's mean to noobs or something like that. And if that's the case, I don't think it's wrong and I don't think it's right. I have really mixed feelings on that because, sometimes the best feedback you can get are the ones that are harsh. And sometimes you need a gentle lifting up. And I'm not saying they're all equal. Sometimes my greatest life change did not come from from kind feedback. It came from a moment that was really hard. And so it's kind of like, there's definitely a problem there that I see, which is could George Hotz speak into my life? Absolutely, he could speak into my life, and potentially I could become a better person at it. Could he speak into my life and I could become very upset? Potentially as well. So it's always a two-edged, sword here, and I don't want to dog on the guy because I just don't know him, right? I truly don't know him. Would have gotten discouraged. That's right. Let's go. I love you. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Harsh advice could make a world of difference to some folks. Yeah. Exactly, and that's the thing is even more empty red data. That's the thing is that this is also not even true permanently for any individual, right? It could be true today and wrong tomorrow. It's very, very very, very nuanced in all takes, and I think most people don't have nuanced take. They have this you should only do X or you should only do Y. I don't know. You know what I mean? All right, hey, it's a marker because Twitch still sucks. Twitch, just let me make marks. Yeah. I hope this is long enough, Flip. Hope this is long enough. You know what I mean? All right. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Let's see how it goes. I'll do a little quick introduction here in just 1 second, okay? All right, so let's watch George Hotz. Geohots themselves. How not to be a noob. I've never seen this. I'm very excited. Let's go.
How to not be a noob? First step to not being a noob is to not think like a noob.
I mean, it's very true. Thinking like a noob is not a good way to make W's. You know what I mean? That's just not how you win. You don't win by being a noob.
If you think like a noob, you're a noob.
Okay, I like it. So
All right.
far, I'm loving everything
Well,
I hear.
Is this FTP server vulnerable? I doubt it. Let's take notes.
Is there's like some things in here that's not about noobs? I'm confused at what's happening at this point. I'm just gonna hop
Alright.
forward.
8-star code.
Okay, we're just gonna skip through this part. Someone linked it.
Like, man, if only I had a college degree.
There we go.
When you are. Yes.
Here we go.
Please
Okay.
read this.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna jump where he's just like doing something. Okay. All right. He picks it back up.
Right? And then you realize the guy who built that is new. And that kind of thinking's the problem. Right?
Yeah.
It's everybody who wants to put you in a grid. Everybody who wants to
That guy.
give you... Guys, do you really own anything anymore? You know, I was just thinking that. Do you really... When you buy a PlayStation from Sony, do you own that PlayStation? When you buy a car from Honda, do you own that car? Or are they just renting it to you? Are they renting everything to you? Are they renting your apartment to you?
I own my land. That's why I left a city, so I don't have to live that life anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, if I understand his point he's making, which is like debt is really tough. You know what I mean? Like debt definitely changes your perspective on life, your pressures on life, how you interact, all that kind of stuff. Let's keep on going.
You know, who really owns your kid? Do you own your kid or does the state own your kid? That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of noob thinking. The noobs go along with that mentality. Like, man, if only I had a college degree, the world would open up to me, right? Like, that's noob thinking. Looking for validation from other people instead of...
So actually, I mean, this is a good point, right? I like his point, which is you can't, like, there's not some point in which you go from unsuccessful to successful, right? There's not just like, okay, the moment I do X, now I'm finally successful. It's more like there's just this long, arduous road of step-by-step, hard things you have to do over and over again, and every little step you get fractionally better every single time, right? There's no instant solution. At least that's how I'm taking what he's saying. I'm trying to read it positively, you know what I mean?
Skill. I can't tell you what to do. If you're asking me to tell you what to do, you missed the whole fucking point.
Let's
That's
go!
right.
I actually get that question all the time. Prime, should I do X or should I do Y? Prime, should I learn Golang or should I use Rust? And I always say the exact same thing, like, stop asking me. It's about you. What is going to make you most excited? Don't listen to me, okay? There's so many influencers out there who are telling you to use this product, to use that product, or do this or do that. You know what you can do? Watch somebody use something and ask yourself, hey, does that look convenient? Does that look good? Do I want to use that? Should I model some of the things I'm doing after what they're doing, or should I not? You don't need to ask them whether you should do X or Y. Become that person yourself. Take authority for your own decisions. It's so important to do. It is such an important thing. Like, I still remember when I first started out programming, I just learned how to do like some if statements, and I just learned how to compile a program in NetBeans. So what did I do? I went on Google and said, how do you draw something to onto the screen with Java? I learned about Java applets. I didn't know if they were good or bad. I didn't go and ask Douglas Crockford what he thinks about JavaScript applets. This was like back in 2008. Okay, I'm just trying to think of someone that was famous back then. I didn't think about any of that shit. Instead, I just went and did something. I built a little game. I didn't know how physics worked. I made my own physics that looked and felt real. And guess what? It was the worst physics ever. It was a complete lie. Later that year, I actually took Physics 1 and realized how stupid my physics were, rewrote it, and it looked the same, but it felt it felt emotionally better. But nonetheless, I didn't ask for permission, right? I didn't go and be like, oh, what's wrong with this? All of a sudden, I realized every single time I'd render a frame, my screen would blink. What the hell? Why is it blinking? Search, search, search. It must have taken me a day of searching to figure out double buffering. Never knew what double buffering was, but I learned all about it because I just kept looking. You know what I mean? Like, I did something I was interested in for the point of me being interested. I didn't do something because someone told me this was the best way. In fact, it probably was arguably the worst way. But for me, it was the best way. It was the best way for me to learn at that moment.
Oh, yeah. Hacking, man. Hacking.
Yeah.
Right. For some reason, I doubt SSH
Yeah,
is going to be very
hacking.
vulnerable, but...
I like his presentation style. Like, I could get into this guy. All right. Here, I'm going to speed it up while he's just hacking, apparently. Apparently, we're watching him hack and get life advice. All right, let's go. 2x. Yep. Hack it up. Yeah, look at that SSH. Yeah, debug. Yeah.
That's right. Read that. Essence, you're a subscriber. You can speak in all caps. That's all fine. No, it's never too late to develop skills, man. Quit your shitty-ass job and go learn some skills. Should we try SSH root? Should we try root?
That's some intense advice right there. That's some intense advice right there.
All right. We probably have to do some bullshit with this Ethereum.
I do like his... I mean, that's intense advice. I will agree with it. That's
who would have thought that would be Ethereum?
All right, look at this. We're doing this. He's going fast. We're going on 2x, just trying to skip forward.
So networks. Why do we hobble in front of these?
Here we go. We found something.
That's right, guys. Fuck certifications and fuck HR. Why do we hobble in front of these people who think they run corporations? Right? Like, oh, you gotta get through HR, man. No, start your own company. You know? And the ultimate jailbreak, man, is to realize that money was just made by a couple guys. You know? Look at this guy, man. This guy's my hero. Real talk. Look at this guy, man. I've actually met that guy. But no. Think about this, right?
This is like a fever dream presentation right now. Okay, I thought I was pretty high energy guy, but I think this guy might take me for high energy. He might be the most high energy person I've ever seen in my lifetime. So this guy might be the winner. And I don't think he met Satoshi. I think he met the other Nakamoto behind Satoshi. I'm just like a 2x.
Bitcoin was the beginning of the end for the state.
Okay, this guy clearly needs a bouncy ball. Dog, yo, Hotz, if you're ever going to listen to me, get a bouncy ball, okay? Dude, you can bobble all around without your crap rolling. Like, that's why I don't do... Plus, you're on a rolly chair on hardwood floors. Man, what are you doing? You're going to slide all over the place, okay? Come on! Just get on a bouncy ball.
Like, once you realize that the state doesn't have a monopoly on money, the state is just one kind of money, just who cares, man? Get your Bitcoins, get your Ethereums. Right? These are decentralized money. Yeah, they're trashing our rights, man. They're trashing the flow of data. There, that's right. Yeah, he's the Bitcoin maker. But the way that he won,
I actually can't tell if he is trolling or not right now. I actually have no idea what I'm even watching.
Right? The way that he won was the thing that he built. Some people think, oh man, anarchy, fight the system. I'm gonna burn down a government building. I'm gonna be a Timothy McVeigh. I'm gonna blow up a government building. See, that doesn't do anything. Because the government has a monopoly on blowing up buildings, right? And you're not gonna beat them. You're not gonna make a bigger army than the US Army, right? That's never gonna happen. But the real way is if you could just make something better than them, right? If you could figure out how to make a service that's better than theirs, right? And better in like a structural way. Money made by the state, they're just one group of people that makes money. Why does anybody take these jokers seriously? Right? And if everybody started thinking like that, we'd have the revolution tomorrow. But as long as you keep thinking like that, as long as you keep thinking, man, I want something from the...
I don't know if I'm high enough to really like get into this. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm not, the devil's lettuce. I haven't had a nice salad of the devil's lettuce today. I don't know.
State, like I want some dollars, or I want a degree, or I want a certification, or I want a validation. That's how they keep you trapped. And as long as you keep thinking like that, you're always going to be a noob. You're always going to be a noob. As long as
I do like some of the problem with this is that like every piece of advice you'll ever hear in your lifetime, if you simply hear something you disagree with and you get a visceral reaction, you can't hear anything that they're saying. But what he's saying, there's actually a lot of good things within what he's saying and a lot of things that, I personally just don't like. Now, there's some people that really like it. There's some people that don't really like it. I don't care. Shut up. I don't want to hear about your dumb opinion. But here's the thing, is that this idea that your self-worth is directly tied to someone else's opinion of you, I'm not going to lie. It's not a good, it's only going to hurt your insides, okay? Because you know what? Yeah, there may be 1,852 people watching me today. There may be 100 people watching me tomorrow. What should my validation be tomorrow? Should I think that I'm 1/18th as good as I am today? No. Nothing's changed, right? Nothing has actually changed. It's just people's opinion. I've gone out of vote, right? It's one of those things that you got to understand that it's like, it's not worth it to do that.
That's your mentality. As long as your mentality is like, George, how do I hack? You're always going to be a noob.
Yep.
World information. Oh, yeah, but I got to pay my bills. What bills? What bills? Have you guys heard about Slab City, man? See this apartment? If this cost me a real amount of money, if this cost me more money than I was making through interest, I wouldn't have an apartment like this. I lived in a van, man. You know, see, that's really like then you just start making money, and you start making money not because it's anything you have to do, right? I'm not saying don't buy their shit, man, but check out this robotic vacuum cleaner. Right, look at this thing. Look at this thing.
This conversation is wild. I've never watched a George Hotz stream. Is this what Dr. Geohots is like himself? I actually don't even know what's happening right now. I'm so confused. He's so cool. Okay. Hey, press 1 in the chat if you love Geohots. 2 in the chat. Oh, yeah, let's just do a poll. Forget it. Shut up. I don't need you pressing 1s and 0s and all that crap. All right. Thoughts on Geohots. Ooh, it rhymes. Let's see. Love him. Like him. Love, like, neutral. I never know how to spell neutral. I always feel like it should start with the U, but when I look at that does not look like neutral at all. That's not neutral, but I can't tell. That's not neutral. That's not neutral. Dislike, hate. I hope there's no haters in the chat. You know what I mean? Neutral. I know. I can't spell. It's okay. Whatever. Spelling is not a sign of intelligence. Okay, we got a little bit of haters. Most people are neutral. I like to see that. Some likes, some dislikes. That's okay. A lot of love. Oh, cool. Okay. Interesting. I guess I have no conceptual box where to put this Hotz fella in, right? He's entertaining. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that's good. I love the fact that he's ranting, getting into something. I like that he has an opinion. I love what he's saying about stop asking him how to do something. You literally have everything you need in your hands to go and do it, right? Like, I think that's really important. You know, I think that's a really good thing to take from him. All right, just here, just so we can calibrate this poll. The Primogen. Love, like, neutral, dislike, hate. All right, there we go. Just let's calibrate this. He's more controversial than Jay Blow. Yeah, he definitely is. All right, where are we gonna be at? Okay. I guess you guys make me blush with all those. You guys, little rascals, doing this. Why would you do that? The 41 hates really hurt my feelings, though. Okay, I am getting definitely much more hate than the average person. I see that I have a chat full of liars. Okay. Y'all liars. Okay. Bunch of liars. I don't line with Geohots. I'm neutral. Let's see. He don't give any fucks though. I respect. Yeah. I think there's some respect in it. I kind of fall into that kind of category too. I'm not really this guy, but it's just interesting. Okay.
Robot vacuum cleaner. I'm not saying don't buy their shit. I'm saying if you're doing something in order to buy their shit, you're a noob, right? You just happen to come up on money and you're like, damn, I want that shit. That's all fine. Charging. That's right. See what I mean? So if you say, oh, I gotta pay my bills, I can't quit my job tomorrow. Live in a van. I don't think you're owning the libs, man. Owning the libs is dude, have you seen how much money people think, oh, the Republicans, they're the underdog. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're not owning the libs. There was, in 2014, okay, fine. In 2014, there were libs everywhere. It was a real thing. Today, you're owning the libs. The libs are a joke. All right, that's the closest you'll ever get to real politics. Because politics is another one of these things, man. They get you into their system. Oh, who I'm going to vote for? I'm going to go out. I'm going to vote for the Democrats.
No.
I'm going to vote for the Republicans, right? You're not voting for shit. Your vote is a consent to your slavery.
Damn, this guy's going in hot.
What do you say? No, really though. When you vote, you're just consenting to their ownership of you. No class war. They're trying to pit the classes against each other. There's no class. Right? The only difference is there's noobs and there's not noobs. And the noobs are the people who think that they're, oh, I'm this class. Oh, yeah, they buy into this structure, man. The system only works because too many people buy into it. Stop buying into the fucking system. And that's how you become not a noob. The skills.
Is he memeing? I can't even tell right now. No, it's a bunch of no's, yeses. What the hell is happening right now? This is a fever dream of just every possible... This take reminds me of what you would see on, like, preppers, right? This feels like a semi-prepper take right now that's going down. I mean, again, still, I find some things I can agree with, some things I can't. It's just, I'm feeling very confused right now.
Follow.
I'm feeling very confused.
Give up your hand again, get your free money.
Let him cook? Okay, let's let him cook. Let him cook here. Whoever linked this, I should ban you. I was hoping to see something that was actually going to be awesome.
Okay. What ports?
I was hoping to see something, you know, about him. Something about noobs.
Oh man, there's a Star Trek Voyager episode that goes into it where, like, you know, Chakotay meets a bunch of anarchists and they talk about the beast and, like, most young people are drones slogging through the system. And most people are. Most people, period. Because they think the system has some kind of legitimacy. And they desperately, and this is what they want more than anything else, legitimacy. And the truth is, there's nothing to that. There's no like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people think about you. It doesn't matter what society thinks about you, right? But, yeah.
The problem is the alternative, right? You can't live in a society where no one cares what anyone else thinks. You know what I mean? That society devolves into violence fairly quick. What's the book? What is it? Something X days till Eden. Oh gosh, what is it? 88 days of... Man, I'm trying to remember who wrote this. Oh, what is it? Dang it, I can't remember the book. But it's Lord of the Flies, right? There is something about that, because then the only cohesive factors to society would be fear, and that also is shitty. It's not that. It's not Lord of the Flies. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's effectively like 100 days of licentiousness, and it starts off with people like, you know, it starts off what you would expect from anything like this, which is like, you know, sexy time and all that, and then it quickly devolves into just like super violence. Right, which is, you know, why you don't have any right over saying what my pleasure is, right? I forget who does. I forget what it was. Not 50 Shades of Grey. Shut up. The Purge. Yeah, pretty much the Purge.
Okay. The system wasn't drafted up as some sort of conspiracy. I'm not saying the system's a conspiracy, right? I'm not saying anything about there being a conspiracy here. It is a naturally evolved thing, right? And this is where a lot of conspiracy theories
Clockwork Orange.
They think that there's somebody, right? They think that you're gonna get to the top and you're finally gonna meet the lizard people, and the lizard people are what's been making you miserable. As soon as the lizard people are unmasked, everything's gonna get better. But that's not it, man. It's a decentralized dystopia, right? So you know, it's the system isn't a few people oppressing the majority. The system is everybody oppressing everybody else. The system is everybody thinking that everybody else buys into it, right? You know, power isn't what you know, you have. It's a lot of times it's what your opponent thinks you have.
I mean, again, eat the fish, spit the bones. That's a good point. It works in interviews. If the person that is interviewing you and you're trying to get a job, if they perceive that you have more power in the situation, you're going to get a better interview. You're actually going to get a better experience. You're going to get something, you know, overall nicer. So there is some truth to that, right? I forgot to do full screen. Sorry, I'm so distracted. I'm so like off. I'm so off. Like,
whoa. By the way,
right
I'll link you to my male vitality supplements right here in my Shopify. You know,
is that an Alex Jones joke? Is that what I just heard right there?
If they didn't pull my payment processor, and I'm talking to Alex Jones' voice.
I got it. Called it. Shirtless vitamin salesman impression. You can see it a mile away. Let's go. Shirtless vitamin salesman. You can see it.
Look, man. All I'm saying is Facebook's not a CIA conspiracy or whatever Alex Jones says. The moon landing was real. Osama bin Laden did 9/11.
Based.
I don't know what else. They're making the frogs gay.
Man, a Solidity contract. Now that's something I haven't seen in a long time.
This is how you think like a hacker, though. You know, you want to think like a hacker. You want skills. How you get skills. You're never gonna learn them. Whoa! whoa. Everybody acts in a self-interested manner. Absolutely. I'm not saying that we should all, I'm not saying any workers of the world unite shit, man. I hate commies as much as any good American. But what I'm saying is, what if we could build better systems? What if we could build systems that didn't involve social capital, that didn't involve who you are, that didn't involve legitimacy, but just involved technicality, right? And that's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin as a protocol and as a system doesn't treat different coins differently. When the United States government treats different dollars differently, right? Oh, those are money laundered dollars, right? What does that even mean? Although those dollars weren't officially brought to this country and paid tax on, right? Like this is just somebody putting up artificial value.
Okay, so who linked me this? I really thought we were gonna get something much different here. I don't feel like we got like a great outcome out of this one. Who linked it? Who did it? Speak up. Speak up. What is programming by Geohots? Damn it. Are you just going to keep giving me just shitty... I wanted to watch one Geohots thing to understand. You gave me a 2-hour video linked somewhere at 1,470 seconds. What the hell are you doing? Just stop when you feel like it. It's about programming advice. And you're just like, what? What the hell are we looking at? Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to try this one. A new React. I'm not even doing the other one. The other one sucked, okay? We're not even doing the other one. It's just too much, right? There's not... I wanted some substance about not being a noob, okay? I don't... The utopia is out there speech just doesn't... It just doesn't work for me. All right, anyways, hey, it's a marker. It's a marker. This is a marker. We're right here. Here we go. It is a marker. Are you ready? Marker time. All right, so let's go. Here we go. We're gonna do this one. Let's just see what it does.
Visual Studio suck. Do you guys see this? Clicking on do it, go to definition, S64, because Visual Studio is a piece of shit.
Oh man, I've never met a Clang DLSP, a CCLS, a what's the other one? I've literally never used any form of a C++ anything that has worked ever well ever. It always, the hopping around is just like, it just sucks. Clang D's nuts, right? Every single time.
It did it. It deleted the word lambda. Do you see why I hate this editor?
Static. Is there a setting that I can change this back? Someone please tell me there is.
Oh, because I can't edit it. I can't click this to select it either. To copy the value. Because it's not in scope.
I hate that so much. Oh, man. This is one reason why I do love always working in a terminal. Like, I really do love always working in a terminal because I can hop out of my current program, right? And like, look at this. I'm now just in my terminal and I can copy from where I said, let's go to Vim into Vim and then highlight that and then go paste that in, right? Like, I don't want to live in this world where I'm stuck on these stupid UI features that just drive me nuts.
Right now, so you can't copy the value of the number, even though it's drawing it right there. Why did it just... I was editing that macro and it just flipped. This is such a clusterfuck of terrible decisions, and it just gets worse every 6 months. I am literally looking at it in the face. I just don't understand how you could say IDEs are bad, Mr. Jonathan. They make you so productive. Why would you want to take the productivity hit of not having these things happen anymore?
Is there a setting to like fire the people who made the UI for Visual Studio?
F-I-R-E-D, fired.
Jonathan Blow must be one of like 6 people that hate IDEs more than I do. Like, this guy must be the person that hates it the most out of everybody. You know, I can recognize some things that make it nice, but man, this guy He just don't like it. He not a fan.
Hey, I'm trying to do work here, you piece of shit.
Let me type. Dude, what? How? It did it again. It deleted Adam's match. Just, you didn't want that. You didn't want that. We're just gonna delete it. You didn't want that. No! Ah! What am I doing?
Restart. Oh no!
Oh, it's an optimized way not available.
It didn't frickin' do it. God, I hate this program. I went up here, I clicked to type after the bracket. Of course, it puts a button after that does random shit. Dude, I gotta write an operating system.
Is that the answer?
Why am I paying thousands of dollars for this program?
I mean, I feel his pain. I do feel his pain. I feel very much like that. You know, I know you guys love VS Code in this chat, okay? I know you're a bunch of VS Code lovers. It's just soy boy after soy boy filling the world all the way up to the top with soy goodness. But man, it just emotionally hurts me. I literally, okay, so earlier today, you know, because I try to respond to like a couple comments on YouTube. I try to read them, respond to some of them. And someone's just like, yeah, Prime only hates VS Code because when he used it, he never set up a single shortcut. Of course he hates it. I'm like, what? Why would the guy who only uses a keyboard-centric editing process use VS Code and not set up a single shortcut? Like, where are you getting your thought process from? This doesn't make any sense. Of course I set it up. I don't like it. It's okay for me not to like things, okay? This was a great video, by the way. I love this video. I love this video. I love this video. This is great. We use it, but love question mark? Oh, you know you do. There's a lot of VS Code fanboys out there, okay? It's the best. It's the best thing that has ever existed. I know he was using Visual Studios, which is different than VS Code. But in my era, in my line of work, which is Rust and web stuff, everyone uses VS Code, Emacs, Vim, or Kalayan. Okay? That's what we do. But I love IntelliJ. You can love IntelliJ. IntelliJ IDEA is at least pretty damn good. IntelliJ feels like it's one of the few IDEs that's actually just an IDE. You know, if I'm going to have something use 10 of my gigabytes of RAM, I'm just going to use IntelliJ. Right? I have 64 threads on my work computer. Indexing takes no time. Just make it happen. Right? Who cares? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do that. There's no middle ground for me. Either I'm going full IDE or I'm going to use Vim. Okay? There's no in between for me. There's just no in between. Thread ripped out of my mind. That's right. Damn straight. Okay? There's none. None. I don't want to have like a half-assed IDE written in JavaScript using 10 gigabytes, not being nearly as useful as IntelliJ, but not nearly as fast as Vim. So that way I can just have someone else install an LSP for me. Okay? I don't want that. I don't want that. The name is the Primogen, and Fleet can fleet my nuts. Okay? That's what I think. So hit the subscribe button and the like button already, okay? YouTube out! Got him! Zed looks interesting, but again, it's going to just be it looks like another VS clone, right? Like, it needs to be something different. Like, how are they going to compete against IntelliJ? It either needs to make, it has to be, here's the deal. You got to make the better Vim or you got to make a better IntelliJ. Stop making this middle of the road nonsense. Helix is not a better Vim. It's just not. I know there's people that love Helix. Go love Helix. Love it all you want. Just love it. Enjoy it. And just use it. Okay? I'm just not going to use it. Okay? I'm not going to use it. The thing is that, I mean, Zed is designed right now for Mac OS, right? It's not, I don't even own a Mac. I'm not even sure what I was supposed to do with a Mac. What the hell's a Mac? It's just expensive Linux that doesn't quite work the same. Do you not work a full-time sweet job anymore? Of course I work a full-time sweet job. Helix is still young, but I'm hating on something new and coming up. No, it's not that I'm hating on something new and upcoming. It's that it has to have emotions. Okay, if you want your Kekwan-based motions, go for it. I'm not going to just have this unusable muscle memory that works in almost no other editors. I'm going to have muscle memory that works almost everywhere. That's what I'm going to do, okay? Because I'm just trying to be useful. Did I see Rich Harris's hot take videos? I don't want to watch anymore. I don't want to watch any more hot takes, okay? I don't want to hear Rich Harris saying, like, capitalism is the problem, okay? I don't want to hear any more of this. Okay, I don't have emotional energy. Okay? Stop listening to people's hot takes. Okay, all I want to do is just talk about cool stuff. Okay? That's it. That is it. That is it, okay? Yeah, unless you're on Bill Gates' machine. My junior level coworker uses Vim and writes in Dvorak. My mid level guy was like, the tools X uses are complicated TF. Yeah, that's okay. This is cool. YouTube link. I'm going to click your YouTube link, baby. Is there anything else we want to do right here? Scaling Rust with Beza builds. Cheating is all you need. Is this a source graph? Are we gonna do a cheating is all you need? Do you want to watch a guy optimize Mario 64 to run 60 FPS? No, it's massive. I don't have a lot of items. All right. Why I got fired? We did this one already. I'd like something new. Is the book you're talking about the Children of Time? No, that's not it. 100 days of license. What is it called? Dang it, I was hoping that 100 days of license would do it. I'd have to go find it. I'll find it. I'll find it at some point. Here's sub. Okay, Tmox, no. Dude, Rust in Windows soon. I don't want to watch that. How do you minimize an i3? You don't minimize. You just go somewhere else. Right? Like, look at that. Here's a screen not used. 90 Days of Sodom. Is that what the book is called? I think you're right. Yeah, it's like or 120 Days of Sodom. Yeah, it's just like about starting off with sexy times, and then it just like devolves into like, you can't tell me what to do. All I know is like, I've read little bits of it. It sounds interesting. It sounds like a book I could try to read the whole thing. I know it's pretty intense. It's intense. It starts off with sexy time. Great video. Wet code base. What is a wet ass code base? Sarthak? Okay, so the problem is you handed me a 25-minute video. 25-minute video. Nine seconds of bad video. Nice. The SpongeBob meme. You guys are giving me so many videos, I don't even know what to do here. Here's Girl Me. Yeah, we can do Girl Me. You guys want to do Girl Me? That sounds strange now that I said that out loud. Why go to college when you can just learn everything on the internet via videos? No, seriously, why? Okay. I don't want my particularly bad experience with college to seem like every college is bad. I have a hard take. I have a hard time with this take in general, but I can try it. Low-key spitting facts. Really scientific, which languages are actually the fastest? What, let me guess. 20-minute video. Oh, yeah, I did see this. Okay, I did see this. I actually did want to watch this. Let's do this one. Here we go. We're going to do this one. Top 5 fastest programming. I actually wanted to see this. I'm not going to be active on Discord tonight. I'm meeting a girl, a real one, in a half an hour. I wouldn't expect a lot of you to understand anyway. So please don't DM me asking me where I'm at. I am. I'm with a girl, okay? You'll likely get aired because I'm with a girl. Again, I don't expect you to understand. She's actually really interested in me, and it's not the situation I can pass up for some meaningless Discord degenerates because I'm meeting a girl. Not that you'd really understand it. One of the greatest lines of all time. It's one of my favorite. You wouldn't understand it. All right, are you guys ready to do this? Do you work at Netflix? I do. I'm not going to be active on Discord tonight. I'm meeting a girl, a real one. Are girls real, or is it like birds? No, surprisingly, there's probably girls in this chat right now. Yeah, all right, here we go. Let's do a marker. Marker time. Chat's a degenerate. I can't help it, okay? When we have to do a marker and there's 2,000 people in chat and they're all degenerates, what am I supposed to do, okay? Okay, what am I supposed to do? I don't even know, Flip. Should I moderate them? I don't even know how. How do you moderate that which cannot be moderated? How do you kill that which has no life? I don't know.
Now I know what you're...
All right, hey. Oh, before we do that, shoot. Crap, we're going to do it anyways. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Top 5 fastest programming language. Now, apparently this is a fairly scientific study is what people have been hitting me. Science applied in this video. All right? So we're going to look at this. We're going to watch this. Let's see what happens here.
thinking. Dave, how could you possibly make a competition out of almost 100 different programming languages? Well, hold on to your keyboards, because today we're in for a wild ride. In this episode, we're going to see which of the languages can claim the title of world's fastest computer language.
Okay.
It'll be a no quarter ass, none given battle royale of the world's best and worst languages.
Okay, I like
in a race
it.
against time, we've pitted these 94 languages against each other in a series of intense head-to-head battles. From the tried and true classics like C++ and Java to the cutting-edge contenders like Rust and Swift, no language can hide from the heat of competition.
Let's go!
Literally hundreds of developers have collaborated on this to meticulously design a coding challenge that will truly test the limits of each language's speed, efficiency, and adaptability.
Nice.
Will it be an old favorite, or can an underdog language claim the crown?
Come on,
Are you ready
Rust.
to witness the ultimate battle for programming
Zig,
supremacy?
Rust, or
I
Odin.
know I am. So remember to crush that like button and subscribe if you haven't
there's some
already,
Rust
because
going
you don't
on
want
right
to miss
now.
the
Look at the
heart-pounding
Rust. It's so
excitement
beautiful.
that's about to unfold. And now, let the games begin.
Okay. By the way, these videos are really, really hard. I'm very curious what he does, because to make things fast, sometimes you do things in which you don't realize that you make them fast. Like, I remember this one thing that this person did. He did a reverse loop. You know, a reverse position through an iterator. And for me, I was just like, dude, how are you doing a reverse iterator? Don't you first have to reverse the iterator? But because it was a constant size iterator, every time it was able to do some super sneaky compile time optimizations, right? So it's like, it's very hard to know, like, if you're actually programming the best code ever. I gotta turn it down for a second. It's really loud here. All right, let's see
Hey,
this.
I'm Dave. Welcome to my shop. Today in Dave's Garage, we're going to instrument and test almost 100 different programming languages with the same problem in order to determine once and for all which programming language produces the fastest code.
Okay.
We'll compile and test every solution on the same hardware, generate the results, and compare the scores for each of the top languages.
Okay.
Before you think you can guess the winner, it's not assembly language, C, C++, or Rust. Make sure you watch all the way through for the complete rankings and
It's COBOL. We all know it's COBOL, people. It's COBOL every time.
to see the ultimate winner crowned. I think you'll be surprised. And speaking of winners, NVIDIA has graciously provided me with a brand new 16GB 4080 GPU to be used as a giveaway to one lucky subscriber in the upcoming GPU versus CPU episode.
Let's
Make sure you
go.
subscribe
That
to the
looks
channel in order to be
sexy.
eligible
Look at
to
that
enter,
thing.
and I'll give you more details
I'll
on how to
put
do
that
so
in my
coming up
computer.
later. Now, this whole project
Don't even
began
wear
about a
gloves
year or so
doing it.
ago when I did an episode where I compared the performance of 3 languages, C, C#, and Python. I wrote a simple but effective prime sieve using the same algorithm in each of the languages to see how they compared for raw performance, then pitted them head-to-head in that classic deathmatch of prime number generation. Each language would be given 5 seconds to see how many passes it could complete of solving the primes up to 1 million.
So again, I don't like that. So I personally do not like that style of measurement. I think that not every language languages perform various tasks differently. You have to come up with a sufficiently complex task for it to be truly like a good language task or a good language comparison.
By implementing the same algorithm in multiple languages, we're able to measure just how performant the code generated by each language really is. I put the code for those 3 solutions up on GitHub and then challenged viewers to contribute solutions in new languages as well as trying to improve my originals.
And what I mean by that is, like, say you do a sum, right? You're just going to do a sum. So you use JavaScript versus C++. I bet you the difference between the two are probably going to be not super surprising. Maybe C++ is twice as fast. Maybe it's only 1.5 times as fast, right? It's not quite the same thing. But now let's create a server in which you're going through lists and creating messages and sending messages back and forth. The difference is going to be very, very different. It's not going to just be a 50% difference. It could be a 10x difference. It could be a half, right? JavaScript could win depending on how you implement it. Like, there's like all sorts of things you got to consider, right? It's just
To say it
not
was well
that
received
simple.
would be an understatement. People went wild with it. Well, at least to the extent that you can go wild with a prime sieve. Pretty soon I was overwhelmed with just managing all of the code and submissions, so I put a call out for volunteers to help manage the project. 3 folks from Europe named Rolf, Tudor, and Rutger dove in headfirst and took control.
Such European names. Rolf. Name is Rolf the Chaotic.
Allowing me to get back to making episodes while they managed all the details and the submission review and code process and coding reviews and so on. Pretty soon there were a dozen languages represented, and then 2 dozen, and it continued to grow. Today there are hundreds of solutions spread across 94 distinct languages, many of which I confess that I didn't even know existed. We have solutions ranging from APL, awk, and Ada on through Ren, Yoix, and Zig, and everything in between. There are even solutions written in languages that you wouldn't expect at all, such as PowerShell and Minecraft. Yes, somebody actually contributed a solution in Minecraft.
That's
We
pretty
measure each
impressive.
language's performance in sieve passes per second, which is to say the number of times that the language's generated code is able to solve all the primes up to 1 million each second.
Again, I really don't like this test. This is such a broken test. Damn it, you guys are going to make me redo this Blazingly Fast series, aren't you? Damn it!
All languages are tested on a Ryzen 5950 CPU with 32 threads of execution.
Hey, that's the exact one I have. Well, let's go.
And Tudor have built a truly impressive system that manages all of these languages. Each night, an automatic build process compiles every solution, runs it, measures it, and tabulates the performance into an online reporting system that you can browse using the link in the video description. I'm truly indebted to not only Rutger and Tudor for their amazing work, but also to everybody who's contributed new languages or improved solutions in existing languages. And that means that it's finally time to test and compare them all in order to determine which are the top 5 fastest languages.
No, it's not about environment. Pure computational power is not a true facet of anything to do with the language. There's much, much more that you have to consider when there's so much more you have to consider, right? You cannot just simply do that because a fundamental part of JavaScript or Go or any language is garbage collection. So you have to build something that actually utilizes the system itself. You can't just sum in a for loop. You can't just do these simple basic math operations and being like, this language is this much slower than this other language. No, it's not fair. It's not even what the language is. Right? Like the difference between Rust and JavaScript isn't 1.5. Okay? It's much, much different. Right? He only cares about output. I know, but again, this is a shitty measurement. It's not a great measurement. I shouldn't say it's a shitty measurement, but it's not a measurement of the language. You need to exercise the language itself for it to be a test. You need to build something that actually can do something more than just simple numbers. What I just explained it. It has to do more than the simplest operations because you're really seeing who can do math operations the fastest, and that is it. It's not computational, but it's just simple math operations. That is it. That's not a language test. It's really not a language test.
Now, folks have had at least a year to contribute and optimize the solutions in their favorite languages, and some of the solutions are as impressive as they are interesting. Number 5, Java. I hate to admit I was a little surprised to see Java crack the top 5. The code looks nice and clean and readable, particularly compared to some of the more
I don't think it's that surprising. The JVM is incredibly awesome, and its JIT does a really, really good job. I would expect it to be nearish C in math computation.
esoteric solutions I've seen.
LLVM
I'll show you
test.
some
Let's
representative
go.
code from each of the language
Who wrote the
solutions.
best
Since I can't cover them
LLVM?
all in detail in this one episode, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the deep dives that we'll take into each of the languages to explore how the code works. There should be a little blue arrow down in the corner here, so just click on that to pop up the subscribe box.
Well, again, it's not even testing a language versus a language features. It's testing which is better at compiling to machine code. V8 and its JIT. How good is JIT versus how good is ClangD's C++, right? It's not even, you're not even giving, it's like, okay, great.
Now, Java is a popular, versatile, and
Who could
platform-independent
make the
programming
best
language that
intermediate
offers
language?
unique aspects and benefits to programmers regardless of their experience with other languages, such as platform independence. Java's write once, run anywhere philosophy is enabled by the Java virtual machine. You see, Java source code
I
is
believe it's
compiled into
write once,
bytecode, which
debug
can be
everywhere.
executed on any platform with a compatible Java virtual machine. This ensures portability and reduces the overhead of maintaining platform-specific code. In fact, Java can be found on platforms ranging from parking meters to mainframes. Object-oriented programming. Java is a fully
Okay, I
object-oriented
don't want to
programming
hear about
language.
Java.
that
I
supports-
don't care about Java.
Java uses automatic memory.
I
Java
don't,
is a statically typed language with
still don't care about
applets,
Java.
whereas
Just give me the
people's
deets
favorite
here.
languages. Let's say you're a Java fan, but you're not satisfied with where Java solution if you think you can, but don't assume that just because you've heard that some particular language is the fastest, that's necessarily true. The numbers are what they are, and they represent the best
was the
efforts of some dedicated fans
That
of
was
whatever
the
language you happen to be
longest intro to Java I have ever heard in my lifetime. I'm so excited for this video, but doing a 4-minute intro into Java, that's a lot of Java.
thinking of. Number 4, C++.
But what are the numbers?
C++ is my native tongue. It's a high-performance programming language for systems and application programming that offers a variety of unique aspects and benefits for programmers, including high performance. C++ allows for low-level control over system resources and memory, enabling fine-grained optimization with added development of high-quality libraries. The transition from C to C++. The STL is a collection of structures such as vectors or arrays,
thank you.
lists, maps, and algorithms like sorting and searching. The STL enables developers to utilize these pre-built and well-tested components, improving productivity and reducing the likelihood of bugs.
Hold on just 1 second. Yeah, I'm streaming. Love you. My wife was like, what the heck are you doing?
Compatibility with C. C++ is largely compatible with C, enabling seamless integration of existing, making it easy to target different platforms and architectures, modern language features such as C++ that can't be done in C, which allows for, as I said with C++, fine-grained optimizations
I
and the
just want
efficient
to know
use of the
who
hardware.
won!
Though not especially relevant to prime sieves, it's especially important for performance-critical applications such as operating systems and embedded systems. Portability. C is highly portable, making it easy to target different platforms and architectures with minimal code changes. The language has been implemented on virtually every computing platform, and the C standard library provides a consistent interface for interacting with system resources. Compatibility. Many programming languages, simplicity operating systems, and embedded, low-level programming concepts, and the
I may have misunderstood what this was about. I thought this was going to be about, like, here's how they performed in these various situations. Top 5 fastest programming languages, right? I thought it was going to be like something a little bit, not an explanation of what the language was, but like what exactly was exercised, the speed and all that. So I'm feeling a little confused right now.
Learning C can help developers gain a deeper understanding. People have been complaining that it means they must use a sieve of Eratosthenes. They cannot include any pre-baked information about prime numbers other than 2, and they may only use a single bit to represent a sieve element, which avoids people wastefully using bytes or even complete words to represent a number in the sieve. It also forces the language to do some bitwise math to access a sieve element, which exercises both the language and the compiler. Second,
sometimes those optimizations that you're making, where you're trying to make you're trying to fit stuff into really small amounts of memory, they end up costing more computationally, because that's why typically you should try to store everything in like a in the size of your operating system, right? Like a U size. You should just be like, stay here, because then you can just read the thing out, even though it's completely wasteful in memory. You can just read that shit out. You know what I mean? Reading the first bit out of something, there's a lot of things you got to do. You got to read the memory, and then you got to like mask out the bit, and you got to store that somewhere. There's like a lot of things you got to do.
The compiler itself. Not all compilers are created equal, and some, like C and C++, have been optimized over the course of decades to produce the most efficient code possible. That's going to be truer for some languages than others. And third, and this is the big one for some,
2025? Okay, 2025. All right, we're going to jump forward. I'm not surprised Zig is... I'm honestly not surprised that Zig is in the running.
in mind, offering manual memory management and fine-grained control over system resources.
This seems like
this
a
enables
win
Zig
with
programs to
Zig.
achieve performance comparable to or better than
surprised
equivalent
that
C code.
Odin's not in here.
Zig turned in the highest number, almost doubling the performance of Rust with a winning score of 10,205 passes per second. That places it at the top of our leaderboard. But wait, there's more.
Oh, whoa.
One next step was to go beyond programming languages and focus on the in Zig projects. This makes it possible to gradually migrate C code to Zig or to use Zig to improve specific parts of a C project. Deterministic behavior. Zig aims to reduce undefined and implementation-defined behavior, making the language more predictable and consistent across control over system resources. This enables Zig programs to achieve performance comparable to or better than equivalent C code. Zig turned in the highest number, almost doubling the performance of Rust with a winning score of 10,205.
I was kind of hoping to see, like, each step. Like, this is how much he got on the first one, this is how much we got on the second one, this is how much we got on the third one. I mean, this also goes to show that how you implement the solution makes a huge difference. Because I somehow doubt that Zig is this much faster than C. You know what I mean? I somehow doubt that this even makes any sort of sense. My guess is that there must be something going on here that is just like an oopsie daisy. SimD's nuts. You better, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Right, something must have happened that got goofy.
passes per second. That places it at the top of our leaderboard. But wait, there's more. One next step was to go beyond programming languages and focus on the hardware aspect for a moment. So I decided it was time to learn some Cuda programming, and thanks to a combination of Rutger's help and a little input from ChatGPT, we were able to come up with a solution that employs the 4080 GPU working in concert with the CPU. That's coming up in a future episode that will be titled GPU versus CPU, so again, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it, or the detailed language deep dives where I'll take you on a tour of each language. I'll also be announcing the winner of the 4080 GPU giveaway in that episode. All you need to do to enter is to leave a hopefully useful and compelling comment on this episode with your thoughts on the results, or maybe a prediction of how you think the GPU will fare relative to the CPU solutions. I'll pick a random entry from amongst the subscribed commenters and announce the winner in the GPU versus CPU episode. And remember, unless and until you hear that you've won in the actual episode, anybody claiming to be me and reaching out to you online in the comments is almost certainly a scam. I'll put a link up to the original
Yeah, I kind of wish you would have went more over the results. I was actually really excited about seeing... I wanted to see something and have like a discussion of the results or something. I kind of feel like I missed, you know, I missed the thing. I missed the thing. You know what I mean? I'm very excited about this video. Dave, if you're ever watching, I'd love to see a little bit more time spent on the results, where you think things were going wrong, a touch of profiling. You know what I mean? Like something to kind of, you know, because I'm here at least for the programming side of things. I want to see that sweet, sweet programming. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I was really, really excited. Feeling a bit autistic. What? I just wanted to see, I wanted to see some stuff. You know what I mean? I love this idea of a video. I love this kind of content. I've done a lot of this exact same kind of content. The whole Blazingly Fast series is exactly what I've done on my main channel a bajillion times. I absolutely love this kind of content. And so, you know, this gets me excited. You know what I mean? But I really do appreciate that. This is great. This is great. I mean, this is great. I think for me, my expectations was different. You know, I think sometimes it happens. Expectations. Click the link to view. Click the Prime link to view. I'm not clicking anything to go to Amazon because it's going to be like, by the way, here's your address and also your wife's social security number. Are these true? I'm going to text this phone number to make sure that they're true. You know what I mean? I don't want to do any of that. Prime code on GitHub. No, I don't want to go playing spelunking through code. I wanted to see the spelunking done for me. Okay, that's the point of why I watch a video. I want to see something. I want to see it. You know what I mean? I want to go see it. I know this should just have been in the video. You know what I mean? Just put it in the video. Uh-oh, Rust is Rust winning again? I have no idea what's happening here. Passes. Uh-oh, Rust is winning again. Look at that. How could this happen? V's on there. I thought V was vaporware. Uh-oh. Oh, different. Oh, yeah, different hardware. Yeah, see, that's the problem is that it's hard to tell what the heck's going on. Not only different hardware, but how do you know any of these tests? I don't know the oopsies. I don't know the conditions of these tests being ran in. Any of that. Ooh, Crystal. Let's go. Chapel. Never even heard of Chapel. Nim. Everyone seems to love Nim. Julia. Who? It's just pretty much Rust all the way. It's Rust, Zig, V. It's the usual suspects for the first, like, 20. This is what I'd expect. A little surprised that C's all the way down here. Poor little C guy. Where's JavaScript? That's a great question. JavaScript. Down at 50. Okay, it did a great job. It tried very, very hard. Good job. Did I just get an ad? How the name is the Primogen. I will be streaming on Discord tonight. Yeah. Hey, let's turn back on alerts for a second. Hey, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Dingus Dev, let's go, Dingus Dev. Carten, thank you for that Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. Magic Mike, hell yeah, Magic Mike, show me your abs.
I love you.
Show me your abs, Alan
Welcome to
MTSV.
Costco.
Let's go. Looking
I
good,
love
Prime.
you.
Thank you. Terial. Hey, have you seen this interview with ChatGPT Enthusiast? Oh, no, I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it today. No, I have not. Biner Buddy, let's go. Beardy King, let's go. Appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna
Welcome to
release
Costco.
the video
I love
of
you.
me reacting to that language one or me reacting to the Geohots one. Honestly, I'm not gonna do that.
Welcome
I
to
don't feel like it's
Costco.
right.
I love you.
The Geohots one feels a little intense.
Welcome to Costco. I love
It was
you.
not what I was expecting. And the language one, I just feel really disappointed, and I don't want to release a video like saying negative things about somebody. You know what I mean? Oh, this actually could be cool. I would actually watch this. I would actually watch that. You know, and I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Oh, the Jonathan Blow one. I'll do that one. The Jonathan Blow one as well. That's right. I just feel bad. You know, I don't want to
Welcome to Costco.
positive.
I
You know,
love
you gotta
you.
have a good mental attitude. The thing is you want to be kind to other people. I don't want to be a mean guy. You know what I mean? Well, will you keep the VOD? Yeah. The VOD it always gets uploaded to YouTube. Dude, we're not gonna talk about. We're not gonna do. We're not gonna do that. We're not doing. I'm not going back to those days of JavaScript. Rust versus Zig benchmark. Really? And I just want a video. I don't even believe any of this. I'm like looking at it and I just don't believe it. You know, I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Where's the old VODs? They're all on the side channel. Thank you, JPan. I appreciate it.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
With the ginger guy? Maybe, but hold on, is this the one with Striker? Yeah, I can't watch this one. I asked for permission. He effectively said no. He said that unless if I put his name on the screen, have a link on there, dodge Lithium's gunfire because I had the sound down because we were watching YouTube videos. I had a couple of things that I had to do, so I just can't do it. I would have watched it though, but I can't do that. I don't want to set all those things up, right? On the table from the video, click the solution column rather than the language column. Yeah, I messed that up. Benny, I don't care at this point. I don't think it's a very exciting test. I don't think it's a very exciting test. So I want to see a more exciting test, right? I want to see something that requires like creating objects and doing a real like a set of work that's exciting. You know what I mean? Because I don't just build a prime number whatever, a sieve. Okay, I thought that was what you poke people with in prison. I want to see something that's like, you know, what I would build. I build something that gets a whole bunch of data from a source and aligns it and tries to produce something as fast as possible. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to pretend it's a sieve. I do like Greg Johnson. He wouldn't care if I reacted to it. I can put this on the list of things to do. I actually really do like... oh, I remember this one. This tweet right here that has Ryan Carniato right here. I should teach him about this. This one right here. I think Ryan actually even tagged me on it. Is this no boilerplate? Why is Rust better than C++? And you gave me this. Do you need me to ban you? That's a song. Do you want to get banned? You want to get banned, Mr. Our Money Coma. Miss Monique, huh? Oh, I love Miss Monique. I love this one a lot. Status quo of complex system, Jonathan Bow. No, we no more. All right, hey, people. Honestly, these last two videos really brought me down. They really brought me down. The Lithium, again, Lithium, thank you very much for the 20 gifted subs. Sorry about that. Lithium, are you playing tonight? Are you going to be playing tonight? I got to go do something else. I got to go work. I'm just like all upset right now, and I don't know how to handle my emotions right now, okay? Which one do we do? A finite singularity or acorn? Finite singularity or acorn? Finite singularity or acorn? I see a lot of acorns in here, so we'll go acorn. Acorn B. That's how I remember. Acorn B. Wait. That's how I remember. Types in 6. Acorn 6. I know. Don't worry. It's Acorn B. I understand that I'm bad at binary. Okay? I understand that I literally did the wrong thing right off the rip. All right, let's go get Acorn. Hey, by the way, if you have something you want me to react to, put it in the Discord. Discord. Real talk. Put it in the effing Discord. Jump in here. Go over to here. Go all the way down to Prime should react to, wherever the hell that thing is. Prime should react to. Put it in here, because guess what? Cam is going through this. He's gonna help. He's gonna help it get it all aligned. It's gonna be great. I put some TikToks in. Great. You never see my memes. Which memes? Do those things. Should I just start checking random things? Can I put Rick Astley in there? No. No, you may not. All right, I gotta go. People, we gotta go. Thank you, everybody, for this lovely stream. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. Today was just a funny day. I felt funny all day. Sorry, I didn't get into it. Okay, I didn't get into it. I don't know why. I think I just need more programming streams. You know what I mean? I gotta go. Love you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.